Alright, so without a doubt, my absolute favorite food in the world is a burger. It's just so perfect, and there's no right or wrong way to do it. So today, I'm gonna show you how to make a gourmet, Korean-inspired burger that's cheap to make at home. If you like this video, give it a like and consider subscribing. I release new episodes every Wednesday. So the first thing we're gonna make is an aioli. We want this to have some time for the flavors to blend together, so that's why we're doing it first. Thinly slice the green tops of some green onions and add them to a small bowl along with mayo, minced garlic, gochujang, which is a fermented hot pepper paste and is easily one of the most important ingredients in Korean cooking, honey, kosher salt, and some freshly cracked black pepper. Give it a good mix and allow it to mellow in the fridge. The next thing we're gonna make is some pickles, because of course we are. Since I make pickles a lot on my channel, and that's putting it mildly, I get asked about my mandolin. So in short, it's just a tool for cutting things thinly and precisely. It has a razor sharp blade, and the thickness is controlled using this screw, which raises or lowers the back end. For burgers, I like to go a bit thicker than I normally would for a pickle, just because I like the texture, say about a centimeter or 1/3 of an inch. Add them to a bowl with some kosher salt and sugar. I generally go 2 parts sugar to 1 part salt. Mix until every slice of cucumber is coated, then set aside. For the beef, I'm just using some ground chuck. It's a lean ground, so it does have a good amount of fat, but isn't going to shrink up a ton when it's cooked. Now, I totally used to be on the side of seasoning my beef with all sorts of spices and sauces, but now I'm a born-again purist, so this will be 100% beef, pure and simple. I'm doing about a fist-sized ball of beef for each burger, roughly 160 grams or 5.5 ounces. Toss the ball back and forth in your hands a few times to tightly pack the beef together. Then flatten it out in your palms and shape it into a circle. Probably didn't need to explain that last part since you're not an idiot. Now, we didn't season the beef, but we are going to heavily season the outside with kosher salt and freshly cracked black pepper. Basically treat it like a nice steak you're about to grill. This may seem like a lot, but I promise you'll barely notice it. Place the burgers in the fridge uncovered to allow them to dry a bit on the outside. This will help ensure a nice crust. At this point, the cucumber slices will be bright green and have released a good amount of water. Strain it out and add enough rice vinegar and white vinegar to fully submerge the pickles. Thankfully, my love of Korean food and their obsession with pickles works well with the fact that I'm half Ukrainian. Pickles are life. I'm also a big fan of shredded lettuce on a burger. But since this is a Korean burger, I'm using Napa Cabbage. It has a ton of flavor and a wonderful crunch. I'm just cutting it in half and slicing it nice and thin. You can use iceberg or romaine or whatever for this, it doesn't matter. You do you. For the bun, I'm using this nice brioche I got from a local bakery. I think now more than ever is a good time to support local business whenever possible. In a heavy bottom pan or skillet set to medium heat, melt a good amount of butter and toast the brioche till it's nice and golden brown. Toasting the bun is important not only for flavor and texture, but will stop it from getting soggy. Now, you could go bacon on this, but I think a much more appropriate topping is Spam. I'm just slicing 2 pieces a little bit thicker than your average store-bought bacon. With the pan still on medium heat, add a few good drizzles of canola or a neutral cooking oil and fry the Spam. You want to go pretty crispy on this so it has a similar texture to bacon. Mine took about 2 to 3 minutes per side. I'm also going to add a fried egg. 1, because it's delicious, and 2, I think delicious is a good enough reason. Season the egg with kosher salt and freshly cracked black pepper. I always prefer a sunny side up egg to over easy, but when you're putting an egg on a burger or sandwich, over easy just helps to protect the yolk a bit until you cut it in half or take that first bite. Turn the heat to medium-high and wipe the pan clean with some paper towel. Then add a bit more canola oil and lightly wipe the pan again to distribute the oil. Doing this will turn your cast iron into the best non-stick pan. When the pan starts smoking with little white wisps of smoke, place the burger in the center, which is going to be the hottest part. Now, even though this is much larger than a smash burger, I'm going to treat it essentially the same way and press down hard to maximize the surface area and contact with the pan. This is going to give it a really nice crust. Flattening it out like this will also reduce the cooking time significantly. This one took around 3 minutes per side. About a minute after the burger is flipped, it's time to add the classic American cheese slice. or as Canadians refer to it, Kraft Single. Turn the heat off and allow it to cook for the remaining 2 minutes while the cheese melts. Place the toasted brioche on a work surface and spoon a generous amount of the gochujang and honey aioli on both sides. Pile the shredded cabbage on the bottom and the pickles on top, followed by more pickles, and if you have room, a few more pickles. Top the pickles with some nice fermented kimchi, preferably homemade. Place the burger on top of the cabbage and top with the crispy spam and fried egg. And that's it. Kimchi, Spam, and Egg Cheeseburger. A gourmet burger that's cheap to make. As I sliced into it, it basically started to ooze cheese, egg yolk, and burger juice, which was a thing of beauty to behold. I hadn't actually made this burger until today, so taking that first bite kinda blew me away. This burger could have easily gone for $15 in my restaurant, but only cost a grand total of $4.32 to make. And that's not bad. If you like my content and are interested in supporting my channel, you can check out my Ko-fi page, link in the description. But liking and subscribing is always appreciated. Thanks for watching, and stay awesome.